I miss the stage, but I'm not ready. Jungkook's words shake armies around the world. A single sentence that sounded like a quiet warning. Could this mean Jungkook isn't ready to return to the idol world? It was supposed to be a celebration. July 1st, 2025, 250,701 as it now echoes through fan spaces, was the long-awaited moment when all 7 members of BTS reunited in front of the world. For over an hour, laughter, nostalgia, and warmth filled the Weverse live stream. But amidst the joy, one sentence shattered the air and left a silence that still hasn't faded. "I miss the stage," Jungkook said quietly. Then after a pause, just barely above a whisper, "But I'm not ready." The moment passed in under 10 seconds. No one interrupted him. No one asked him to elaborate. But the look in his eyes, the hesitation, the tension in his voice, was louder than anything else spoken during the live. And just like that, the stream's tone changed. Armies around the world froze. Screenshots of his expression flooded the internet. Hashtags like #NotReadyJK, #JungkookStageFear, and #IsJungkookOK began trending in over 30 countries. Within hours, articles popped up analyzing the body language, tone, and deeper implications of that one statement. Was it vulnerability? A warning? A quiet cry? Jungkook, BTS's youngest member, often called the Golden Maknae for his all-round excellence, has always been synonymous with fearlessness on stage. From his explosive high notes to his precision dance, he was born to perform. But that sentence didn't come from the Jungkook who once leaped across international stadiums in a single breath. It came from someone who had been away too long, someone who had faced a silence the stage never prepared him for. And now, fans are asking the question no one wants to ask. Is Jungkook scared to return? This isn't the first time Jungkook has hinted at emotional strain. During the Golden promotions in 2023, he confessed in an interview, "Sometimes I don't know who I am when I'm not performing." Then, before enlistment, he posted a message to fans saying, "When I come back, I hope I still know how to sing to you." At the time, many assumed it was a poetic way of saying goodbye. But in hindsight, could those words have been a sign of deeper insecurity? The military service gap, while inevitable, has left many idols in emotional limbo. But for someone like Jungkook, whose identity is so deeply entwined with music, dance, and the roar of a live crowd, the pause may have felt like a void rather than a break. And maybe he's still stuck in that void. One fan described the moment in the live as like watching someone try to smile while drowning. Another wrote, "He wasn't performing. That was real fear in his voice." Even the other members seemed to shift slightly after the confession. V, seated beside him, gave a gentle nudge with his elbow. RM placed a hand on Jungkook's back, grounding him. Jimin looked down, biting his lip. It was clear they heard it too, and they felt it. Jungkook didn't explain further. He smiled soon after, deflecting with a joke about gaining weight in the military. But armies know better. The real Jungkook was exposed in those 10 seconds, and no amount of laughter could mask the weight behind that sentence. Some believe it was honesty. That Jungkook, ever the perfectionist, isn't willing to return until he's at 200%. That he respects the craft and the fans, too much to walk back on stage before he's ready to give his all. Others worry it's more than that. That the silence of 2 years may have awakened a different kind of fear. Stage fright, identity crisis, emotional detachment, even burnout. Because what happens when the idol has lived as a civilian for 2 years? Who do you become when the lights go off and the noise fades? And now, the terrifying possibility looms. What if Jungkook's not sure he wants it back? Entertainment insiders have remained tight-lipped, but whispers are growing louder. Some close to HYBE have hinted that Jungkook has delayed recording sessions multiple times since his discharge. That he's shown hesitance during dance rehearsals. That he's asked for more time. It's not that he can't perform. It's that he doesn't know how to come back to the person he once was, and maybe he doesn't want to. Fans are split between worry and support. Some are begging HYBE to give him the space he needs, fearing the pressure to reappear will crush him. Others are planning fan projects to show him he's not alone, that he doesn't need to be perfect to be loved. that even if his voice shakes, they will still sing along, because that's what makes Jungkook more than the golden Maknae. Not his perfection, but his humanity, and right now, he's not hiding it, he's letting us see the boy behind the performer. And that boy is scared, still healing, still unsure, still learning to trust the lights again. And maybe, just maybe, that's the bravest performance of all. So what happens when the world's brightest star admits he's dimmed? For Jungkook, who once dominated stages from Seoul to Sao Paulo, the confession wasn't just a pause in conversation, it was a crack in the myth. For years, he has been immortalized in the media as the unshakable prodigy, the stage-devouring powerhouse who never flinched, never failed, never faded. But in one fragile moment, the man behind the myth whispered his truth. "I missed the stage, but I'm not ready." And the world listened. The phrase lingers like an unfinished song, one that feels both haunting and familiar. Because isn't this what so many artists never get to say out loud? The truth that success doesn't always mean certainty, that passion doesn't always mean preparedness, and that sometimes the things we love the most scare us the deepest. In the days following the Weverse Live, armies began to uncover more signs, moments they had overlooked, suggesting that Jungkook's fear had been there for a while. Old live stream clips from 2022 showed him pacing his studio, saying things like, "I don't know if people will like the way I sing anymore." In a Q&A, he once admitted, "I worry that when I'm not on stage, I'm not anyone at all." And now, with the idol world waiting eagerly for his return, the pressure isn't just about vocals or dance. It's about identity. Who is Jungkook if he's not perfect? What happens if he returns and feels nothing? These aren't casual fears. These are the kinds of questions that haunt artists after burnout, after trauma, after years of living under a spotlight so bright it blinds even your own reflection. One particularly viral fan thread analyzed Jungkook's military journey through the lens of emotional withdrawal. He's someone who's lived half his life on stage. The post reads, "To suddenly go 2 years without that, and without the validation, the adrenaline, the applause, it's not just adjustment, it's detachment. You start to forget who you were." Could this explain why his solo music, while critically acclaimed, has always carried a tone of quiet sadness? Even 7, Standing Next to You, and 3D, songs with commercial flair, held subtle shades of solitude. Behind every beat drop and falsetto, there was an ache, a yearning, a missing piece. Now, armies wonder if that missing piece wasn't music or the group, but Jungkook himself. Industry experts are beginning to weigh in. One anonymous producer who worked on Golden told Korean outlet Newson, "Jungkook's work ethic is legendary, but it comes with self-inflicted pressure. He doesn't allow himself flaws. If he feels even 1% unready, he'll call off the entire session. That's how much he wants to protect his standards and his fans." And therein lies the complexity. This isn't a matter of skill. It's about spirit. Jungkook hasn't lost his talent, but he may be unsure if he's allowed to return without being perfect again. What if the world sees him differently now? What if the lights don't feel like home anymore? Or worse, what if the applause feels hollow? In this space of not ready, armies have shown up with overwhelming compassion. Letters have poured in. Fan art portraying Jungkook not as the golden boy, but as the vulnerable man behind him has spread globally. Projects like #ComebackWhenYouReadyJK and #YouDon'tHaveToBePerfect now dominate social feeds, transforming fandom into sanctuary. Even fellow idols have chimed in. Taemin from SHINee, who also went through a lengthy break due to military service and personal challenges, posted a quiet message. "You don't come back the same. And that's okay." BTS's own members are treading gently, too. While no one has addressed Jungkook's statement directly, fans noticed that after the Weverse Live, Jimin posted a short Weverse story with a pale blue image and the words, "There's no timeline for healing." It disappeared within an hour, but the message landed. Jungkook, it seems, has always been everyone's strength. Now, he needs everyone to be his S. Oh, what does this mean for BTS's group activities? HYB has confirmed that multiple projects are underway, including a potential group single and documentary capturing the behind-the-scenes moments post-reunion. However, sources indicate that participation may be staggered. allowing members to re-enter the spotlight at their own pace. Could this be Jungkook's quiet request? Not to quit, not to disappear, but to return slowly, deliberately, on his terms, because the stage he once conquered is still there. The lights are still waiting. The fans are still singing his name, but until Jungkook feels ready to hear it again, not as an idol, but as a person, it may remain quiet. And that's okay, because the most powerful comebacks don't come from pressure. They come from choice, from healing, from knowing that even when your voice shakes, even when your hands tremble, the world will still wait for you. Oh yes, Jungkook misses the stage, but maybe the bigger truth is, he misses himself. And when he's ready, truly ready, not to be flawless, but to be whole again, he will return, and the world will stop to breathe with him.